Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my Virginia Tech football predictions for the 2019 college football season. Before I continue, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and please subscribe to the channel. It will be greatly appreciated if you do that. We are trying to hit a subscriber goal. We're only one subscriber away from hitting that goal. Is 100 subscribers by the end of the month. So go ahead to hit that subscribe button. If you're not, it will be greatly appreciated and you won't regret it. Don't forget to leave the video thumbs up as well. So basically, I'm going to be going through the pros and cons for Virginia Tech, the best case and worst case scenario, your toughest and easiest games, your three toughest, three easiest games. Then I'm going to go through the schedule game by game, tell you which games the Virginia Tech Hokies are going to be winning and losing, give you a score as well, give you a final record prediction and conference record prediction, and we'll get on out of here. So let's start off with the pros. Three pros. The talent on Virginia Tech is probably in the upper tier of the ACC, definitely in the top half. Their talent alone is going to win them a few games because they're in the ACC Coastal, which, by the way, is the second pro that they're in the ACC. They are in the ACC Coastal, but the talent I think is good enough. I know they lost a lot of talent to transfers, but I still think there's enough talent on that team to win some games in the ACC Coastal and be one of the top half teams in the ACC Coastal. Speaking about the ACC Coastal, I kind of gave it up, but the ACC Coastal is the second pro. The ACC Coastal is the worst division in college football. Maybe the Pac-12 South, at least in the Power 5. You look at the ACC Coastal. I already did Miami and Virginia football predictions. So you already know who I have in those two teams if you go watch those videos on the McD Sports 4 YouTube page. But basically, the ACC Coastal, since Virginia Tech, the Hokies, they're on the ACC Coastal, they will probably win some games just because they're in the ACC Coastal. And then the third pro is your home field advantage. Virginia Tech and Blacksburg, they always seem to have a very good home field advantage. They like playing Sandman coming out into the field, the players. So definitely a home field advantage in my opinion. And then only one con for Virginia Tech. I kind of just summed it up. Everything else, I said yes, Virginia Tech has talent. I'm not sold on the coaching. Justin Fournette, he is on the hot seat. I threw him on the hot seat. In my opinion, he should be on the hot seat. The offense, I don't know who's going to be your quarterback. Your defense can maybe be lacking. You gave up 49 to Georgia Tech last year and 49 to Old Dominion. So definitely some cons there. You're not giving up 49 to Old Dominion on accident. Trust me. So everything else is the con. Now your best case and worst case scenario as you look at this schedule. I have your best case scenario at 9-3. Your worst case scenario at 5-7. 9-3. I look at the at Boston College, the Old Dominion game. I look at the Miami game, the Notre Dame game, the Georgia Tech game, and the Virginia game. I think you are going to lose at least 3 of those games. Maybe even the Wake Forest or Pitt game. I think you're going to lose all 3 of those personally. So that's why I have best case scenario 9-3, and then worst case scenario 5-7. They have Foreman and Rhode Island. Hopefully Virginia Tech will win those games. But you look at the schedule. I mean, they should be Old Dominion, but after last year, I don't know. And then you have games against North Carolina, and you'll probably end up beating some of the teams I mentioned in the games you guys could lose. But best case scenario 9-3, worst case scenario 5-7. Your 3 toughest games are Miami, Notre Dame, and Virginia. On the road against Miami, as I said, Miami is probably going to be one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the ACC Coastal. Same thing with Virginia, probably one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the ACC Coastal in that rivalry game. You have beat them for the past 15 or 16 years, but I have a feeling that might change this year. By the way, if you watch my Virginia football predictions, you know how I feel about that game. And then Notre Dame, they were in the college football playoffs last year, and you get to go on the road against them in South Bend. So basically, those are your three toughest games. Your three easiest games are Foreman, Rhode Island, and North Carolina. Foreman, FCS opponent. My brother, by the way, got a letter for them for asking him to visit. I believe the school's in South Carolina, but Foreman, FCS opponent. Same thing with Rhode Island. If it was basketball, I'll be a little bit concerned, but Rhode Island, FCS opponent. And then North Carolina, yeah, I refuse to put Old Dominion on the three easiest games after last year. So I went with North Carolina. They are probably going to be one of your worst teams in the ACC. Maybe even your worst team in the ACC Coastal. You could have said I could have went with Georgia Tech. They beat you by 3 touchdowns last year in Blacksburg, Virginia, on a Thursday night or maybe a Friday night, but it wasn't a Saturday. I know that, but basically, those are your three easiest games. Now let's go through the schedule. I'll go game by game, tell you which games Virginia Tech is going to win or lose. We'll start off with the first game. They start off with an ACC game. The ACC, they're scheduling a lot of games in the front of the schedule because they have the whole ACC network, which I get, by the way. And but anyways, they get to go on the road against Boston College, a Boston College team that I think is going to have a pretty good defense. The offense, I think, will be mediocre, though. Virginia Tech is a team that I think they'll be underdogs going into this game. And I think Boston College. I went with Boston College. I think they get the win at home. I mean, Virginia Tech could very well go into Boston College and beat them. But I'm going to say Boston College. The game's at home. It's kind of a home field advantage. People say it's a bit of a sleepy place to play. But I went ahead and say Boston College is going to win. I have a 24-16 Boston College. Next game, Old Dominion. I should pick Old Dominion to just piss off Virginia Tech fans, but I'm not going to do that. I have Virginia Tech winning this game. They should win this game. Virginia Tech, I think, will win. They are the better team, and I have them winning 41-20. Next game, Foreman. Foreman is a team FCS opponent. As I said, Virginia Tech, they should win. 42-10 is the score I have. Then Virginia Tech, they get their first bye week out, 2 bye weeks. The reason why every team gets 2 bye weeks is because of how the schedule aligns with the calendar. So every team gets 2 bye weeks. Coming off the bye, they get Duke on Friday night. Duke is a team that they're going to have a pretty good defense. The offense, though, they're going to have a new quarterback. The offense might be kind of disgusting to watch. But overall, I did go with Virginia Tech. I think Virginia Tech squeaks by Duke. I have it 17-16. I just think Virginia Tech is the better team, but the Duke defense will keep this game close. Next game at Miami. Miami, as I said, I think they're a better team than Virginia Tech. The game is in Miami, and I think Miami gets the win. If you watch my Miami football prediction video, you already know that I had Miami in this game. I have it 28-16. I just think Miami's the better team. I think Miami has a very good defense, by the way. Next game, Rhode Island. Rhode Island is a team, FCS opponent. I have Virginia Tech winning this game, 45-17. I just think that Virginia Tech will beat the FCS opponent in Rhode Island. As I said, if it was basketball, I'd be a bit concerned. But I think Virginia Tech wins this game 45-17. Next game is North Carolina. This is the homecoming game for Virginia Tech, so you know the crowd's going to be pumped up for this one. North Carolina is a team. They're going to prove something. There's a lot of hype around that program because Mack Brown's the head coach. They actually recruited a lot better than I thought they were going to recruit, actually. But Virginia Tech is the better team right now, and it's in Blacksburg. Home field advantage, homecoming. Gotta go with Virginia Tech. I do think this game could turn into a shootout, though, and I think it might be close. I have it 42-35 Virginia Tech in that one. Then Virginia Tech, they get their second bye week. Then, coming off the bye, they get to go on the road against Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a team that I think is a lot better than Virginia Tech. They were in the college football playoffs last year. I expect Notre Dame to win this game. If you watch my Notre Dame football prediction video, you already know that I had Notre Dame in this one. I have it 31-14 Notre Dame. I don't expect Virginia Tech to do much in this game, honestly. So let's go with Notre Dame. Next game is Wake Forest. Wake Forest is a team. They have a very good offense, but a very bad defense. They're kind of the Maryland of the Big Ten, honestly. They're kind of the Maryland of the ACC. I look at Wake Forest. I do think the offense will outplay the Virginia Tech offense, but I think that defense is going to cost them for Wake Forest. I have Virginia Tech winning this game. I have it 45-40 Virginia Tech. I think the Virginia Tech offense makes a few more plays against that really bad Wake Forest defense. Next game, Georgia Tech on the road, a team that has had a lot of success against Virginia Tech lately. This is kind of a rivalry game since it's the Battle of the Techs. I mean, I don't know if that's a thing, but I just made it up. Georgia Tech is a team, I don't know what the hell the offensive scheme is going to be. It's kind of been a big secret. I mean, I didn't get a chance to watch their spring game. I might go ahead and watch that before I do the football prediction video. But Georgia Tech, I will say this: the defense I think will be better than it was last year. I do think the Georgia Tech defense could contain this Virginia Tech offense. I do think that since Georgia Tech's running a whole new offense, I think they're not going to be good this year. And I do have Virginia Tech going into Atlanta and beating Georgia Tech 29-19. I think it'll be a very competitive game, but I think at the end, I'm going to go with the better team in Virginia Tech. Next game is against Pittsburgh. Pitt is a team that won the ACC Coastal last year. They're going to be a pretty average team. I think them and Virginia Tech, I think there's really not much of a difference between them. I actually went with Pitt, and this is why I went with Pitt. Please hear me out. The goal is to get the record predictions correct, not the game by game. It's telling you who's Virginia Tech going to lose to, who's Wake Pitt going to lose to. The goal is to get the record prediction correct. Virginia Tech, they've lost a few games at Blacksburg over the past few years. I think Pitt goes down there and gets them. Pitt has been known to pull off a few upsets. They pulled off an upset against Miami. They went down to Clemson a few years ago and beat them actually. So I do think Pitt is a team that's very capable of going into Blacksburg and beating them. And I have Pitt winning this game. 27-20 is the score. I Pitt down. I think these are two very even teams, but I'm going to trust Pitt a bit more than Virginia Tech. So give me Pitt. Then the last game is against Virginia on the road on Friday, an in-state rivalry game. Virginia Tech has owned this series the past 15 or 16 years. I did the Virginia football prediction video yesterday, so go check that out. But I have Virginia being Virginia Tech. I think Virginia is the better team personally. Bryce Perkins is the better quarterback. Brock Mendenhall is the better head coach. And I think Virginia Tech loses against Virginia on the road 27-24. I think it'll be a very tight game, but give me Virginia at the end to win 27-24. So I just went by game. If you've been counting the wins and losses, I have Virginia Tech going 7-5 with a 4-4 conference record. So 7-5 with a 4-4 conference record. This is good enough to make a bowl game, obviously. I don't know how high of a bowl game they'll be in since the ACC is kind of weak right now outside of Clemson. But basically, I think Virginia Tech, I think they'll be a bit better record-wise, but kind of the same. I think the schedule's a bit easier than it was last year. I think that will be a difference. But anyway, 7-5 with a 4-4 conference record for Virginia Tech. Comment down below. Tell me where you have Virginia Tech going. I always like hearing from you all. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and please subscribe. It'll be greatly appreciated if you do that. A few announcements. Late tonight, probably 11 p.m., I'm going to be doing a live stream regarding the NBA off-season preview. It's going to be probably one of 2 or 3 live streams. There's a lot of news coming down the pike right now. I do want to touch on that. So I'm going to be doing that tonight at 11 p.m. So please join the live stream. It'll be greatly appreciated if you do that. And then we're going to be doing a few group of 5 teams now for college football predictions because I want to do all the teams that I think have a shot to get to a New Year's Six bowl as a group of 5 teams. So like UCF, Fresno State, Boise State. I think I have UAB in there. I forget who. I think I have Houston in there as well. It's like 4 or 5 teams that I do want to do. So basically, we'll do that. And then we'll go back to some of the Power 5 teams. And also we'll be doing any like big NBA free agency news. We'll be doing videos on that as soon as the news comes in. But anyways, thanks for watching the video again, and this is McD the Beast signing off.